Greetings, Nimrods. Welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude and Frog's 240 project. Get back on that. I've done quite a lot since we last spoke. We had taken out the fuel pump and fuel filter, the inline fuel pump. The in-tank one we replaced when we replaced the tank. You'll see those brake lines running up through the bracket. We had to rebuild that bracket. And a little bit of doing to get that all put back together. But those brake lines, we took those out because we removed this pressure balancing valve. I'm not quite sure what they call it, but you can't buy them. You can't find them anywhere. So in most of the forums we read about, people basically just delete that, and that's what we had to do. So we made a bracket of our own making, and we replaced the brake lines going over the axle and to the calipers in the back. And then we got back on the exhaust, and that downpipe going into this catalytic converter here. Both ends of that we ended up having to weld pieces on, and that's the downpipe, I believe, there. We had to sort of change the angle on it to meet the catalytic converter piece we had on hand. It is a used one. Some of the components were used. The mid-muffler was used, came off the wife's 240. It was actually in pretty new condition, still had the stickers on it and everything, so we're pretty confident that's in good shape. And then the rear silencer is new. The pipes between the two silencers are new, and the tailpipe is new. So we got that all together pretty tight, and we're happy with that. So that seemed to go pretty well. Then we had to turn our attention to the spring seats. Unfortunately, I didn't take any pictures of them. When we took them off, the rear springs, the spring seats, the tops of them were rotted off, and we had to basically weld on a new, cleaned them up and painted them, but we also welded on a flat plate to the backs of them because that's what had rotted away. There's like a little extruded bump on the bottom of them. And we put a little NHL approved bump on top of our steel plate there to make up that difference. And we also replaced all the brake calipers, all the rotors, all the pads, a lot of the brake line. So we did quite a lot on the brakes because it's important that the car can stop. And then we rolled it out of the Fortress of Solitude and had to give it a good bath because it's a mess. It's about halfway cleaned there, but there was a good layer of dirt over the entire thing. So here we are, just giving it a start up, and it does start right up. It runs a little bit rough. We ended up changing or adding the oxygen sensor because we didn't put that in right away. Redid all the wires, the plugs and rotor cover and all that jazz. It did seem to smooth up a little bit pretty much after the oxygen sensor, really, and I think the ECU has got to take a little bit. I think it's actually going to get on the road, and hopefully it smooths out a little bit, but there's other things we could look at. It's definitely smoothed out some, but yeah, we've got a few more things to do, and we didn't mention a couple things. I know we redid the rear shocks and a few other things that we didn't mention in this video. We'll have to do a driving video soon when we get this on the road, and we'll list all the things that we did in the entirety, because I think there's 3 videos of things we've done here. So hope you enjoyed this. Remember to like this video, share this video with your social media friends, and subscribe, because Nimrod wants you to subscribe. Happy hunting, Nimrods.